Hello, welcome back to my kitchen. Today we're making red beans and rice. The only reason that I decided to make that this week is because I had a craving for it. When I sat down and was like making my list of food for the week, and then also obviously I'm like, which one of these am I gonna do as a video? I was like, I really want some red beans and rice. I don't know why, but it popped in my head and I was like, I've never made that before, so it'd be a good video. The last time that I think I've had red beans and rice was at Popeyes at least 10 years ago, so way before even the glutening. So we'll see how it compares. I mean, I don't really have much to compare it to, but maybe it'll bring some like nostalgia. I feel like what I'm making is gonna be a little bit fancier than what I had back then, but you never know. So I'm excited to try this. Obviously, I said I haven't made it before, so if I mess up along the way, you can learn from my mistakes and do it better. That being said, why don't we get into cooking and then see if I manage to pull it off. I mean, it seems like a pretty easy recipe, so I'm not terribly worried, but stuff happens. So let's get into it. Rice, andouille sausage, sweet onion, green bell pepper, celery, tomato paste, garlic, Cajun seasoning, red beans, hot sauce, bay leaves, salt, and pepper. The first step is going to be the prep step. And for that, we need to thinly slice the sausage. We need to dice the onions and the bell pepper, cut up the celery. I don't remember what style it said with that, so I'm probably just gonna do kind of like a slice. And then mince the garlic. So that's what I'm gonna do, and that's what you're gonna see. The next step is going to be to cook the sausage in a large Dutch oven. And for that, it's gonna probably take a few steps. So just kind of put in what fits on the pan, flip it after a few minutes, kind of get it nice and lightly browned, and then remove it and then put in the remainder, cook that. You get the idea. Now that we've removed the sausage from the pan, next is to add in the onions, the celery, and the green peppers, and we're gonna cook those for about 3 to 4 minutes until tender. Now that the vegetables are tender, next is to add the tomato paste, the garlic, and the Cajun seasoning, and then stir that together and only cook it for about a minute. We just want it to get kind of fragrant. All right, now this is kind of a big step, but it's relatively easy in theory, just a lot of words. But we're going to add in now the beans, the sausage that we set aside earlier, the chicken stock, the bay leaf, the hot sauce, And then we're going to add a little bit of salt and pepper. It says to taste. I'm just gonna kind of put in a little bit because there's another step later to taste and season again. So just, I mean, this could be my error, but that's how I'm gonna do it. And then we're going to bring that all to a boil and then let simmer for 15 minutes covered. It's important because we're gonna uncover it later. Now is when I'm going to make my rice, just because that should sync up roughly with the beans being done. Obviously, however you make rice, kind of think, plan, and be like, okay, this should line up. You can make them ahead of time. It doesn't really matter. So just kind of follow your heart. But I'm trying to line everything up to be done at the same time. So I'm gonna do it now. And I'm gonna show you how to make rice, but it's just gonna be dumping water and rice into an Instant Pot. So take from that knowledge what you will. Now that it's been the 15 minutes, we're going to uncover and then simmer for another 15. Now with a wooden spoon, we want to slightly mash the beans until it thickens up a little bit, and then we're going to season with salt and pepper to taste. All right, here we have it. I'm excited to try this one because it smells so good. And also, I waited until it was way too late to start cooking, so now it's extremely late and I am starving. But hopefully that doesn't skew the data, because when I'm hungry, everything tastes great. I'll try and suppress that as best as I can. So without further ado, let's give this a taste and see how it is. I mean, it's delicious. It's like, it's one of those things that it feels simple and complex kind of at the same time, where all of the flavors work together, but at the same time you can kind of like taste the different things going on there a little bit. And I don't know if it's just me, but like it definitely is salty, but not too salty. So like, and I enjoy that, where I guess it's just like the flavorful, like that's, I mean, salt is a seasoning that is used in everything. So I'm definitely like tasting that, but it's not overpowering. Like I don't feel like I need to go drink a bunch of water, like somebody dumped a whole bunch of salt in there. But it's like, maybe, it's not umami, right? That's a different flavor, because saltiness and like that, those are separate. But whatever it is, this is delicious. All the flavors kind of work together. Obviously, the sausage and whatnot, like, adds that protein and like depth without much effort on my part, because the sausage is already made. And then the hot sauce probably helps a bit, because that has some complexity to it. But then I also used a habanero hot sauce, so it has a little bit more kick to it. So you definitely taste like a little bit of spice in there. Granted, I could have used the Last Dab hot sauce that I have, which is, I believe, 2 million Scoville. Probably would make this not as enjoyable, but it would be entertaining. Which maybe at some point, I probably won't mix it in anything, because I feel like that'll kind of just ruin whatever I'm making, but maybe for a video, I'll eat some of that and show you. That can be an Instagram video, or maybe I'll make the TikTok. I had some people tell me that I should make TikToks, and I just really have not wanted to hop on that bandwagon yet, but maybe I will. Maybe that's a good way to reach the youth of today. I don't know, but I appreciate the ideas. But back to this delicious dish. it's good. It's great. I'm gonna be adding it to my rotation to make more often, and I think that you should give it a go because it's good. Go make it, it's easy. There's not a whole lot of complexity to it. It's a decent amount of time to cook it, but most is hands off. Like if I wasn't filming, this would be a chill dinner to make. And it is a dinner because of like the sausages and whatnot. Like there's substance to it. I'm gonna probably eat 2 more bowls of this, but it definitely counts. It's I guess in like the chili family. Anywho, make it, it's good. And on that note, bye mom, still not dead. See ya.